ceremony will commence shortly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw it. When I was coming up for briefing, there was a little kid with the parents and they just got too... Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's last post ceremony. My name is Craig Burrell, and joining us today from the Australian Army is Corporal Jeanette McNeely. We are honoured to welcome Mr Nicholas Crouch, Deputy High Commissioner to Australia, British High Commission, and Brigadier Marcus Simpson, British Defence and Military Advisor, British High Commission. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that love and support them. We acknowledge the members of RSL and Services Clubs Association, RSL Victoria, and RSL Queensland, who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. During this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the pool of reflection by visitors to the memorial. If you are able, please stand and join in singing the national anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, all beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains that let us sing, advance Australia fair.
The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn their loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit, in the hearts of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight, we will read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 102,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century. But first we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths or floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the pool of reflection.
Today, we remember and pay tribute to Private Stanley Walter Ashton. Stanley Ashton was born on the 15th of June 1909 in Yarra, Queensland, to Annie and Christopher Ashton, a dairy and cane labourer. Stanley grew up alongside three younger sisters, Eunice, Iris and Daphne, and attended school at Myrtle Creek. Stanley's mother passed when he was 15 and he took up work with his father in the cane industry. He was a member of the Presbyterian Church and well known and popular in the Tiaro and Belleville districts. On the 18th of February 1939, Ashton enlisted in the Australian Military Forces, joining the 47th Battalion. He was called up for full-time duty on the 21st of December 1941 and joined the 2nd Australian Imperial Force. On the 19th of March 1943, Ashton embarked with his unit to New Guinea aboard the transport ship Taruma and arrived in Milne Bay. That year, Allied forces in New Guinea began a major campaign to take the Japanese-occupied port of Lae. Australian forces were directed towards Salamander in order to divert Japanese forces from the main target. On the 23rd of August, the 5th Division, to which the 47th Battalion belonged, took over the advance of Salamua and successfully took the objective after 3 weeks of heavy fighting. The Salamua campaign cost the Allies 343 dead, including Private Ashton, who was killed in action near Lake Solace on the 14th of August 1943. He was amongst men of the 47th Battalion ordered on an operation near the lake, where they were attacked by a strong Japanese force. Ashton was one of 7 killed in that attack. He was 34 years old. Private Ashton was buried at Lake Solace, but was later reinterred at the Lae War Cemetery. His headstone bears the inscription Resurgam, which in Latin means, I shall rise again. The Belleville District people extended their sympathy to the Ashton family, and the Tiara councillor noted that Ashton was one of the first 3 young men of the district to fall in the war. Private Stanley Walter Ashton's name is listed on the Roll of Honour on my left, amongst more than 40,000 Australians who died while serving in the Second World War. His photograph is displayed today beside the pool of reflection. This is but one of many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Private Stanley Walter Ashton, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
Remember them.
Lest we forget.
Lest we forget. We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Pozieres or in the low scrub at Gallipoli, with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain, has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the last post ceremony. We thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial and we wish you all a very good evening.